Helldivers 2 is more about surviving nearly impossible missions than it is about telling a grand sci-fi story. But that didn't stop developer Arrowhead from hiring some of the most talented voice actors in the entire industry, which really kicks things up a notch in the heat of battle. Erica Lindbeck is one of the voices behind the Helldivers themselves, and we're lucky to have her in the game. Lindbeck is an extremely versatile performer and has worked in just about every genre, in projects ranging from Call of Duty to Catherine Full Body. Competitive gamers might recognize her as Morgana and Talia from League of Legends, while Blizzard heads might have heard her in Diablo Immortal, Hearthstone, and World of Warcraft. If you've been pretty plugged in these past couple of years, you'd probably recognize her voice immediately. Lindbeck has frequently joined the English dubs of Japanese games like Persona 5, playing Futaba, and Persona 3 Reload, and she's taken on similar tasks for anime like Sailor Moon and Neon Genesis Evangelion. She played Black Cat in Insomniac's hit Spider-Man games, and in Cyberpunk 2077, she voiced Misty, one of the only good-hearted people in all of Night City.
Vic pulled this out of your skull. A lucky charm?
Lindbeck always brings pathos and a certain kind of warmth to even her most villainous characters. And that energy makes a nice contrast to the explosions and over-the-top violence of Helldivers 2. If Yuri Lowenthal isn't your favorite voice actor, then he's probably near the top of your list. That's because Lowenthal has played some truly iconic characters among many fandoms over the years. For many, Lowenthal is Sasuke from Naruto. For some, he's Ben Tennyson from Cartoon Network's Ben 10. Others might know him as Prince Adam, He-Man from Netflix's He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Lowenthal is arguably best known as the voice of Peter Parker in the Marvel Spider-Man games by Insomniac.
Writing your memoirs? Don't forget the hyphen between spider and man.
That series isn't the only place where he's voiced a web-slinger, though. He's also played Spider-Man and a slew of other Marvel characters in a ton of different animated series and games over the years. At this point, Lowenthal is one of the voice acting community's go-to superheroes, also voicing the likes of Superman and the Winter Soldier in various projects. That makes it very appropriate for him to also be a voice for the Helldivers, the greatest heroes that Super-Earth has ever seen. Yuri Lowenthal seems to have fully understood the assignment. Shouting out one of the game's biggest inspirations on social media, he quipped, "In case it wasn't clear, my performance was heavily inspired by Starship Troopers." Julie Nathanson is the third default voice actor behind the Helldivers, and like the other voice actors in the game, she has an extensive history in the industry that's endeared her to a wide variety of fans. She started doing voice work for video games back in 2004, when she tackled some roles for EverQuest 2. Since then, video games have come to dominate much of her schedule. But she still contributed to TV series like Avengers Assemble and Netflix's Ultraman. When it comes to video games, Nathanson seems to be up for just about any kind of role. Shortly after her work on EverQuest 2, Nathanson voiced Lampisa Pasionado in the cult classic Psychonauts. But she's also gone for darker titles, like when she voiced Giltine Grimm in Shadows of the Damned. League of Legends players should also recognize Nathanson as the voice of Briar. Just before coming to Helldivers 2, Nathanson was a part of another spacefaring sci-fi story, voicing both Amelia Earhart and Marika Boros in Starfield.
Hey there! You look like the planet-hopping type. Got any room on your ship for someone like me?
Julie Nathanson was clearly enthusiastic about becoming a part of the Helldivers universe, sharing the news that she was in the cast just a few days after the game's launch. She revealed that she had a blast recording her dialogue, explaining that she, quote, laughed so hard during those recording sessions. The final default Helldiver voice in the game comes from Robbie Daymond, who's been an integral member of more video game and dubcasts than we have time to fully discuss here. Daymond's vocal talents have gotten him into some of the biggest gaming franchises around, including Mass Effect and Final Fantasy. In 2023 alone, his voice appeared in Diablo 4, Starfield, and surprise hit Hi-Fi Rush. That's a great year.
Look, man, I think we have more in common than we do apart. How about...
Of course, though gamers might recognize Daymond's voice from the various titles he's shown up in over the years, millions of people have heard and seen him as a cast member of long-running role-playing web series Critical Role. Daymond showed up in the Exandria Unlimited, the spin-off season where Matt Mercer sat on the other side of the table for once, and Arbria Leangar took over the DM role. That's arguably the best place for you to go to experience Daymond's impeccable acting. But if you're too busy trying to liberate the galaxy in Helldivers 2, then hearing his voice on the battlefield will have to suffice. The titular Helldivers aren't the only voiced characters in the game. Ray Chase plays the extraction pilot who you've pinned your hopes on more than once. When Chase shows up, you know that you're just about safe to live another day. Though even at the very end of a mission, survival isn't guaranteed in Helldivers 2. You'd be forgiven for not recognizing Chase's voice through the end of battle stress, but he's definitely a voice actor you've heard before. There's a surprising amount of overlap between Chase's career and those of his fellow Helldivers. He did voice work for the Netflix redub of Neon Genesis Evangelion, alongside Erica Lindbeck, and he also voiced characters in Blizzard properties like World of Warcraft and Hearthstone. It's a small world out there, and though Chase has been plugging away for a long time, some of his biggest gaming roles have come in just the past couple of years. Since 2020, Chase has done work for mega titles like Street Fighter VI as Guile and Genshin Impact as Nuvalet.
I neither know why I was born in this form, nor do I understand where my long life should take me.
He's a welcome presence in Helldivers 2. And if you really want to show your gratitude to your extraction pilot, you should check out some of his other heroic animated roles, including the demonic Etrigan in Justice League Dark, and the stoic Cyclops in X-Men '97.